Hey guys, welcome back to another review. Today we have Spider-Man yet again, but this version is actually my favorite. But as always, we are going to check to see if he's worth the money because these figures are not cheap. So if you can please subscribe, if you like to see close-ups of your toys, then subscribe to my channel because that's what I show you in all clarity detail, the toys that you want to buy. He is nearly perfect, nearly. He's also my favorite Spider-Man figure, but there's a couple of mispaints that bother me, especially because he's not a cheap toy. And it becomes like sort of a game, you know? Is it where are the mispaints? And it's not a fun game, but you know, here's one right there. It's just a small speck there, but once you see it, you cannot unsee it. And let me put this out there too. He's awesome, and these are not like your favorite Spider-Man poses. So I'm just messing around, okay? So none of you giant Spider-Man nerds like me call me out for those stupid poses. I'm just messing with him and seeing how he can pose and move, and I'm having a lot of fun with him. But so I'm shooting this on a macro lens, and what it does is it really gets in there, man. You can see all the detail. So sometimes you hold the figure and you play with it and you don't even know that there's a speck of paint missing or something. I don't even know sometimes until I'm looking at this and I'm like, damn, that's a really mispaint right there, and it's a close-up. So how much is he? He's 95 bucks at Big Bad Toy Store. So, you know, if you still want him, go ahead and get him. He's $98 at Amazon, and I just purchased him. I'm just opening them right now, but I bought him for 90 bucks. But here's the thing. You can get them for 7,410 yen. That's a lot of yen. But actually, it's only $53 plus shipping. It's cheaper than if you buy it in the US. So the choice is clear, I think, right? You know where to go buy them. So some of you out there have asked me where to buy them. That's where you go. It's cheaper. So I'm going to show you some of the ability to pose this guy, the articulation, his arms. Look, man, you have all bought MAFEX out there, I think. Unless you were like me at some point, brand new. These MAFEX figures, they pose, they turn, they swivel. Look at this, man. Waist swivel, ankle swivel, wrist, head, torso. I mean, dude, he can do a lot. And you can pose them in so many ways. You can hit all those classic Spidey poses with this figure, and you'll have a lot of fun with them. A Spider-Man figure, though, should pose a little bit better than most others, and I think this one hits all those marks. Trust me when I say you'll have a ton of fun with him, but let's go into the sculpt and the details. Not that I haven't shown you details already, because this whole thing has been shot, like I said, on a macro lens. The sculpt is really nice. Yes, I often get on MAFEX case about the lack of detail, but I'm okay with all this going on here. I love the texture and the webbing in his costume. I just really do. If it wasn't for those mispaints and defects like that, then I would say this is nearly perfect, but there's too many to ignore. Look at all those little defects. I mean, like I said though, most of you won't even notice unless you really scrutinize your figure. You won't notice at first glance, but once you really look at them and you know, like really get in there and look at them, then you may not even notice. But there's certain things here, like you can tell the plastic was kind of joined there, and I don't know, it looks a little sloppy and I don't like it. I see less mispaints on NECA figures, and those are only like $35. So how does that happen? I don't quite understand that. I'm not saying that the NECA figures are better than this, because NECAs, they don't really move the way these do. So I'll take these over those any day, because I like to take photos of my toys. But there is something to be said about the quality control. Like, look at those little mispaints. It's just weird, right? I can't be the only one that thinks that's messed up. So he comes with two head sculpts, and like I gotta tell you, man, I love these big lenses on Spidey's costume. They just look so good. These head sculpts though, don't miss out on the mispaints. You can see right there. You know, if you really look, it will bother you. I try not to, but it's hard to overlook it. But Spider-Man is like one of my favorite figures or characters. So I'm so happy that I bought this one. And I think that if you were to buy it, even if you got all these mispaints, you'll still be really happy you got it, because he just looks really good and he looks great on my shelf. But yeah, man, there's some really big ones. Look at that one. That's like way outside the lines. That's like the kid that doesn't know how to color when he's little, right? And he just goes way outside the line. That's what that reminds me of. That's crazy. But, you know, I overlook it because I love the posability on this figure. I love this costume the most. This reminds me of McFarlane. He's my favorite comic book artist. Well, him and Jim Lee. But this looks really good. I love the way it feels. It's not too stiff, but it's not too loose. So you can do a lot with him and be a little rough with him and pose him in ways that are really cool. And he's not just gonna come apart. You know, he's got 5 pair of hands and 1 extra pair of feet. So these are his punching hands. They're really cool. Every figure comes with punching hands, and not every figure comes with these though. These are cool. You know, you stick them to a refrigerator or something, but be careful with those kids taking your toys, man. Those are your toys, not those kids' toys, you know? So he's got these thumbs up hands. I'm not really sure what I would use these for, but I'm glad he's got them. These are really cool. I mean, that right there is a cool pose too. I really like this, you know? His wall crawling hands. You can do a lot with these, I think. Look at the detail on them, the red, the little bits of black. It just looks really good. I like it a lot. You can see the muscles on him, and the detail, the slight webbing and kind of imperfections in his gloves. I don't know if it's on purpose, but I think it looks really good. And these are his extra feet, which are used to, you know, put on the refrigerator. Okay, so this accessory is kind of weird. I don't know. It's okay. But yeah, you know, I guess it's one of those things where he shoots it and it hits a wall or something. I'm not really sure what that's for, to be honest. Some of you comment out there because some of you are experts. You know what I'm an expert at? I'm an expert at taking photos, damn it, dude. I am a good photographer. I do it for a living, actually. I'm a wedding photographer. But, you know, if I could take pictures of toys and make a good amount of money, I would do that too all day long. Sure, no problem. But, you know, weddings is where it's at. But I'm good at taking photos, and this is why I started this channel. I wanted you to see the details that I didn't see in anybody else's videos. I hate so much when they're talking about the video and they're like, oh, can you see that? Can you see it? Oh, the camera went out of focus. It's not even like they're trying. They're very knowledgeable, and I give them all the respect. But this is the reason why I started this channel, and you should watch it, I hope, if you like to see details of your toys. But I don't know everything, so if you guys can comment on some of the things that I don't know, that would be awesome. Look, here he is next to Peter B. Parker, which is also one of my favorite Spider-Man, and he's brand new, but he's so funny, and I really like this. He's got his cup of coffee. Is it maybe because I can relate to him more? He likes pizza, he likes coffee. I like it. I even like the spider emblem on his chest, but I like the one on the Spidey that we are reviewing today more. I don't think that Ben Reilly here is an exact copy of this Spider-Man, but you have to keep in mind that they're clones of each other. Like, he's a clone of the classic Spider-Man, so he's supposed to look very similar, and maybe he would look really the same if it wasn't for that jacket. But look at the muscles on his leg. They are the same. They're the same. They're just painted differently. So, you know, he's a clone. What are you gonna do? Here he is next to the Yamaguchi. Man, for you guys out there that think the Yamaguchi looks weird, I think that you're right. He does look weird. Compared to the classic Spider-Man, he looks really weird. But you know what? When I reviewed him, none of that mattered because he is such a joy to pose, man. He is so much fun to play with. But yeah, he looks a little different. I like his costume though. Look at the detail on the blue. You know, it just looks really good. I like it a lot. But I like the classic one better. Take, for example, the knee joint. On the classic version, you can tell that's the knee, and it looks a little, not real, but it's a toy, so it looks fine. But this looks weird. It kind of looks like there's like some kind of bone protruding out of his costume, and the color of his costume, doesn't it? It just looks weird. I do like that texture though on his costume. This right here is what bothers me the most. Yes, you can move him around to minimize or get rid of that gap right there, but that gap shouldn't be there at all, and it is. There's no gap here. There's other gaps, little gaps, but that other gap was just too blatant, too distracting. But I still like it a lot, and I still think the Yamaguchi version is totally worth it. But the classic version is my favorite. So you guys make your own decisions which ones you're gonna get. If you're like me, you're gonna get them all, because that's what I do. I just get them all, apparently. But no, I have to slow down because I have about 100 toys that I haven't even reviewed, and I have here, and I keep buying more. That's no, I can't keep doing that. The other thing is his feet. Look how big the Yamaguchi's feet is compared to the classic. That's weird, right? I don't know. So comparisons to other Spider-Man. This is the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. I still like the classic version the best. Where are you going to put your money, guys? Look, if you can subscribe, again, I'll tell you, I put a lot of effort into these, and this classic Spider-Man is amazing. So thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again. My next one is Nightwing from Hush, MAFEX. All right, thanks.